right? The secret to wealth is to discover and decide what wealth even means to you in the first place. Because sure, you could say that wealth is money. You could say that it's real estate. You could say that it's cars and blah, 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 blah. But at its core, wealth is a concept. It's a concept. And the moment we really understand that wealth is a concept is the moment we start to understand that wealth could be anything that we say it is. You know, like I like Earl Nightingale's definition of wealth. Earl Nightingale said that wealth is the constant and worthy realization of a common goal. I think that is wealth, in my opinion. And when I really thought about it like that, and I might be paraphrasing, I might be chopping it up, but when I thought about it like that, I'm like, that is the version of wealth that I subscribe to. I got a goal, I have a target, I have something that I'm working towards, and I'm waking up every single day and I'm working on that, because it's not a finish line. Wealth is not a finish line. You know, when I started off just with nothing, you know, and I always thought that if I got to a certain number, I'd be wealthy. I'm wealthy. No. That wasn't wealth to me. Wealth to me was when I realized that having something that inspired me to wake up and go for it every single day made me feel more wealthy than I did just by reaching a certain number. And that's what wealth meant to me. And once I really got clear about that, I said, man, I figured it out. Wealth for me is me going to the next level in life. You know, it's having everything I want, not just the money, not just, you know, real estates and worldly possessions and assets. I want time too. So realizing that wealth was a concept helped me understand that I needed to define what my version of wealth was. And the more I evolve, the more I learn more about myself every single day, the more wealth and the idea of wealth shifts for me. It shifts for me all the time. Every day it's shifting. And it's shifting because I'm constantly asking myself, does this feel like it's in alignment with who I am today? And that's a very, 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 very powerful question. Very powerful question. Now ask yourself, I want you to just stop for a second and ask yourself, is what I'm doing in life right now, if I died today doing this, would I be happy? That's a real question that will, if you allow it to, will bring up a very real answer that may inspire you or depress you. And if you are living life on your own terms, if you are doing exactly what you would do if you had no more time on the planet, if you're doing that right now, then it's probably going to inspire you. And you can allow that inspiration to be the source of happiness for you. That's what it's done for me, you know, just redefining what wealth even means for me completely set me in a totally different path. So I'll give you a prime example. Now, let me say this as well. When you get clear about what wealth or success is for you, it might not even make sense to other people when they hear you talk about that version of wealth. It might not even make sense to them. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is, you know, I love making these videos. I love making YouTube videos. I love making TikTok videos, primarily YouTube. But I love making these videos. But when I talk about making content to other people, they make it sound like it's the hardest thing in the world. You know, for me, it's as easy as turning on the camera and just freaking saying what's truly on my mind. And I used to wonder, like, why is it that this thing is so easy for me, but for this person that I'm talking to, it seems to be like the hardest thing in the world for them to wrap their minds around or even do, you know? Like I often teach people how to build brands online. And a lot of times I find that, you know, it's hard. It's hard for them to fathom what I'm talking about. And most importantly, it's often hard for them to take action on the thing that we've agreed to be an action plan, right? And it's so freaking hard for them to do it. And that's because it might not be in alignment with who they truly are as an individual. And that's why it feels like such a hard task for them, because it's not a part of who they are. But I do think you can make things that are not a part of who you are naturally become a part of who you are naturally. And that's done through repetition. For instance, if I really believe that I have something of value to offer to people, and I feel like I have a message that I need to get out to the world, but I'm not really good on camera, I believe that if I believe in my message deep enough, I'll learn how to be good on camera. Okay? But if I really don't believe that my message is even good enough and I'm not good on camera, then I won't even put in the reps to become good on camera. You know, so I wasn't always good on camera, I don't think. I think I got better at it over the years. And, you know, over time, I have decided that no matter what, matter of fact, before I decided, I just made up my mind that no matter what, you know, I'm gonna do this regardless of what anyone thinks. I'm gonna go for this no matter what. And that was the number one thing that kind of guaranteed that I'd end up living out my version of wealth. Because first of all, I defined what my version of wealth was. Number two, I made up my mind that I was going to put in the reps. I was dedicated. You know, I was dedicated to building my brand. I mean, it might not look like it right now because, you know, you see my YouTube subscribers, it might not be what you would deem as social success, but I've made a lot of money on the internet way before I got a personal brand and way before I started putting myself out there on social. And then not to mention, you know, on TikTok, I currently, at the time of this recording, I currently have over 270,000 people following me on TikTok alone. My podcast called Master Yourself has been downloaded over 100,000 times, you know, and so I've gotten really clear about my path and I have made up my mind. Actually, my podcast has been downloaded more than that because I've stopped a podcast and reached and created a whole new podcast since then. And that first one was downloaded over 300,000 times. So you add that, so that's 400,000 times that I've had a podcast downloaded. Needless to say, you know, I've made a really good living off the internet, and I have not only made a really good living off the internet, I've also built a substantial following on social media, and I'm doing the same thing that I've done over the years on TikTok. I'm now doing that on YouTube. So needless to say that if you define what your version of wealth is and you make up your mind that you are going to find a medium of communication, whether it's video, whether it's audio, whether it's written form, that you're going to find a way to communicate your mission. And then you make up your mind that you're not going to quit no matter what. You're already wealthy. Because you've already made up your mind that you're not going to give up no matter what. It's not like I said, you know what, I'll try it for like 12 months and nothing happened. Now, I did that with music. When I used to do music, I did that. I used to, this is how I knew music wasn't really my path in that form, because I used to say, if I don't get signed after this album, I'm never making another rap record again. I would always threaten that. But that was the sign for me that it wasn't my true path. Because if it's my true path, me living it out is the success. Like the moment you decide that this is what I'm gonna live out, that is you being successful in that moment. No, you cannot see what I'm writing on the board. Maybe you will, but it's not for you to see. I'm not trying to make you see this. This is for my eyeballs. But the moment I got clear about that was the moment I knew that I was wealthy already, because I made up my mind and I said, this is what I'm doing. I'm never stopping. I'm already rich. I'm already wealthy. And also, wealth for me is doing what I love, like just waking up, doing what I love doing every day. You see a lot of my videos are outside of the office, is in nature, right? And it's because I planned it that way. I love being in nature. So a lot of my time and energy is spent in nature because that's where I planned it. During the winter times, I'm more inside, I'm in the office, right? So I've strategically set my life up like this. And that is very, very powerful. That is very powerful when you think about it like that. And that is success to me. I'm able to live my life on my own terms, able to earn what I want to earn, able to take care of my family with a thought that I had in my mind. I'm able to take care of my family with an idea. That's crazy. Well, a lot of ideas, but that's magical. That's magic to me, you know. And I think it takes you being a combination of flexible and stubborn at the same time. You can't just be stubborn. You got to be flexible as well. And you can't just be flexible. You also have to have a degree of stubborn inside of you as well. And what I mean is, I have to be stubborn enough to say that I'm never going to give up on my dreams, but flexible enough to know that there could be different ways of accomplishing my dreams, of living my dreams. And it goes back to something that Bob Proctor used to say. He used to say, make the main thing the main thing. And I asked myself, what is the main thing? The main thing is for me to become the version of myself that I would be if there was no limits. And I'm learning how to do that more and more each day. And you can do that too. You can learn how to do that more and more each day. If you put the time and energy it takes into discovering who you are, getting clear about what your version of wealth is, and committing to living that out. In a lot of people I see, they let circumstances change their outlook. You know, there's people that come to me and say, I want to make money online. And it's like, I can tell if they are going to make it by what they say after that. If they say they'll give it a try, 9 times out of 10, they're probably not going to be successful. But if I have a person that says, you know what, I'm already doing this, it makes sense to do it this way, I am going to live this out, I know that person's probably going to make it because they've already committed. They're not committed to it based off of an outcome. They are committed to it based on a way of life. And that's totally different. And a lot of people are not willing to do that. A lot of people are just committed to things based on outcome, and that's fine. But I'm committed to my version of wealth because this is my version of wealth. This is how I want to live. This is what feels in alignment with the soul that I am. And so getting clear about wealth. Okay, now then, once you are clear about what you want your mission to be about, whether you've come up with that on your own, or whether you feel like it's something that God has given you, or that life has given you, or whatever, just being clear about what your mission is. And then now I can add the tools, the toys, the house, the car, the woman, the da-da-da-da. Not saying that the women are toys, but I can add these other things, these cooperating components into my vision. And now I'm really wealthy because not only do I have the mission, I also have all the, again, cooperating opponents that lends themselves to me accomplishing or living out my version of wealth. That to me, that's what I'm here for. I'm not just here to put numbers in the account. I'm here for that too. I'm not here to just get the home. I'm here for that too. I'm not here to just have the wife. I'm here for that too. I'm not here to just get the followings. I'm also here for that too. I'm not just here to share a message. I'm here for that too. I'm here for the whole picture. And when I think of wealth, I think about the whole picture. So my version of wealth is the whole picture. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm not done yet though. So once you understand what your whole picture looks like, you can now decide for yourself how you want to go about accomplishing the mission that you've decided to go on. How do you want to go about it? And once I know how I want to go about it, oh my God, I'm on fire at that point. Because the earlier part of my life, I'm still in the early part of my life, but the earlier part of my life, I didn't even know what my mission was. Now I know what my mission is. Help people master their minds and spiritually align while getting paid through multiple streams of income all the time. Know what my mission is. And now that I know what my mission is, everything's just falling in place. I meet a person that knows a person that has the thing that will help me accomplish my vision. It's like puzzle pieces. Everywhere I go, everybody I interact with, everybody's a piece of the puzzle. A piece of the puzzle. You're a piece of the puzzle. I'm a piece of the puzzle. And this video possibly is a piece of the puzzle for you. This video might not be the whole story for you, but the video could be a piece of the puzzle. And once you start understanding that it's all about puzzle pieces, after you've defined what that vision of your life looks like anyway, you now start to know how to identify the puzzle pieces. It's puzzle pieces, baby. Think about it. When you put a puzzle together, you gotta have an idea of what the finished product looks like. That's why most puzzles that you buy have a complete picture of the thing on the box. So when you empty out the box of puzzle pieces, you know what to look for. And a lot of people are missing out on their version of wealth because they don't even know what the picture looks like. So they can't identify the puzzle pieces even if the pieces are right in front of them. That's why it's important to define what your version of wealth is, because your version of wealth is going to give you the entire picture. And then you go through life and you find a puzzle piece here, and you're like, oh my God, this goes with this. Oh my goodness. This goes with that. Oh my goodness. Wow, okay, that piece could go with this piece. Well, I'm gonna take this piece because I know this is a piece of the puzzle. I don't see what it quite goes with yet. So I'm gonna just put it right here and I'm gonna just make a mental note that I got that piece. And then I'll go through life and I'm like, okay, there's the piece that goes with that. Oh my God. And then you go through putting pieces to the puzzle together and all of a sudden you step back and it's like, that looks that's the picture. I just put the picture together. That is it. picking up the pieces of your life to create an image equivalent or even better than the one you imagined when you set out on your vision. I have a mastermind group. It's mindmastersociety.com. Mindmastersociety.com. Come get in the room with me. It's not a Zoom, it's a room. Come get in the room with me and I can help you master your mind and spiritually align. I'm on this mission. I'm dedicated to it. Listen, baby, I'm in no rush to grow the community. I'm dedicated to this. I'm not going anywhere. The vehicle has changed over the years, but the mission has stayed the same. And the mission is all about helping people master their minds. I made myself a commitment in 2011. In 2011, I made a commitment. I renegotiated my contract with life. And I said, if this works for me, I'll spend the rest of my life trying to encourage people to master their minds and make money online. I'll try to help people master their minds and spiritually align. And I've been committed to doing that since 2011. Because this is the information that not only saved me, but it made me the person that I am. And it's called, I never would be here if I didn't make a decision to stop what I was doing at the time and say to myself, you know what I've been doing isn't working. I gotta go do something different. Once I made up my mind that I had to stop, at first I thought it was just, I had to I had to off myself, but I realized I had to off that version of myself. I had to get rid of that old version of myself, be totally reborn, which means that I had to consume new information that I hadn't consumed before. And I had to allow that information to move me so deeply that it would cause me to behave in a way that I was not behaving in before. And that led me to get different results. That's when I became wealthy. I became wealthy the day I made that decision and I had no money into my name. So you can go back and look at my content. Just Google me, look at my content and you will see I've been doing this since 2011. 2011, okay? Since 2011. And it has not been easy, and primarily because I didn't have anybody in my physical reality that I could mastermind with. That's why I now have a mastermind group. And the reason why it's paid is because I want people that are serious. Because people don't value things that are free. People value what they have to pay for. And that's why there's a premium on the community. It's mindmastersociety.com. I'm getting ready for a client to come in. But until next time, master your mind and spiritually align.